Oh, look.
We're 4 minutes late.
But we're,
You said 8.
yeah, but, sometimes they like us to just kind of show up. But, it's like when you go to a concert or something, they're never, ever going to be on stage on time at the right space. Hi. So it's almost like I think they were just ready for us to be here. So we're here.
Well,
Hi.
Hey, everyone.
Yes.
Tonight, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
By the way, we are in Ohio, Eastern Standard Time.
The home of Cincinnati, where we just
we actually live in Cincinnati, Ohio, where we just had a tragic shooting in a bank. It was quite interesting.
Sad to hear about Mac Miller today.
Sad to hear.
And
Mac Miller.
Kia grew up with him. She was talking about it.
Yeah.
So, she said that hit her heart.
Good friend of the family. And that and Burt Reynolds.
Wow. And this is usually threes, but we'll see.
Anyway. So hey, today's going to be kind of fun. Tonight's going to be kind of fun because it's Friday night. Let's go ahead and.
We actually dated this. This was cute because we actually planned to do this and we actually were able to do it. We didn't have to move the date again.
I don't know how we,
pulled
that off, but we did.
Because we've always, sometimes we pop it on Wednesdays, sometimes we pop, and most people are like, "I'm at work, I can't see you." It's like, okay, we're going to try to do something where you guys can have some real time with us.
So tonight we are going to answer some questions. We're going to play some games.
Ooh.
We're going to have some contests.
Oh, are these going to be connection contests?
It's going to be a blast.
In other words,
I think we should ask them some questions too.
Ooh, yes, that would be a good idea. Matter of fact, I think that's a good idea. We could ask them.
Yeah. So we will start off by answering a couple of your questions. Does anybody have any questions for us about your twin flame connection? Or the lack thereof, whatever. It's fine. There it is. Hi guys, could you discuss how a twin flame that has addictions like cheating, compulsive lying, seeking several relationships at once, keeping secrets, how they can change completely like Lee and you did?
Well, first of all, thank you for all the compliments. Just kidding.
Right. That put us in a great light. Well, see what happened was?
Okay. So first, I think let's get to what addiction is. And in the whole light of the truth, addiction happens because you refuse to go into your pain. You refuse to go into what hurts you. You refuse. You just, hands down, then you start creating all kinds of chaos because you're running around hurt. And you never really open up to tell anybody about that hurt. So you start jumping from one thing to the next. Some people choose drugs. Some people choose sex. Some people choose multiple affairs. Some people even just close down completely. Some people end up even doing things that you wouldn't, where they end their life. Addiction is I think what we have found in our connection is addiction shows up when those things are present. Especially if you're in a lot of pain or you've never really talked about your emotions. Nobody really teaches you what emotions are. If you look at as a child all the way up until 20 years old, you pretty much kind of have to learn emotions on your own, or you start picking them up from the people around you. And most of the time, they're their emotions, not your own. So you kind of almost abandon your own emotions. So it really becomes kind of like a pitfall. You're not meaning to do it, but you just can't trust one person because you can't even trust yourself. So you end up doing things that kind of really make you lose yourself. Sherry created Root Camp for that because when you actually start opening up and somebody's asking you very simple questions, you can actually ask questions that are even more simple to answer when you start learning about somebody. Sometimes you don't like talking about yourself, but sometimes the only way to choose yourself and connect to yourself is to talk about yourself. Talk about what you've been through, because you kind of create an identity from that. And if your identity says cheat, that's what your identity is going to do. Doesn't mean you know how to stop. It just means that you literally can not even pay attention to the hurt that anybody else has because you're hurting yourself. And now it's almost a matter of getting even. Not even with anybody out there, but even with you, because this is the existence that you're given. I think I'm losing.
I don't think you did. I think it, but there's a second part. So it's so hard to trust and believe seeing us ever get into union. It's referred to as dark night of the soul happening, which purges these behaviors. Thanks, guys. Let me tell you something. There was, I'm going to go with a high number, thousands. It may have been hundreds.
Okay.
But of times when I had the thought in my head, there is no way we will ever be in union. None. Absolutely none. It won't happen. It can't happen. It shouldn't happen. Not after everything we've done to each other, not after everything we put each other through, not after everything we've said, not after all the hurt, not after all the lying and manipulation and the cheating and the messes, not after any of that could we be in union. I could never trust a man like that. I could never be with a man like that. I'm sure it was vice versa.
Yes.
Right? I can't do it. So.
But the heart said something
different.
It's like, then you're in a battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep going.
And here we sit.
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful.
What you're thinking is what you're going to get.
Can you elaborate on that?
Okay. Here it is. You're thinking you're never going to be in union. You're never going to be in union because you're going to manifest that. Right? You're going to manifest that. And there's an awful lot of he, or they.
Right.
Right? And that's going to prevent union.
So are you saying, like, if you keep saying something over and over, like if you're saying, I'm not going to be in union, they're never going to be ready for union.
Yeah.
They're never going to change. Literally what you do is you lock your vision and you lock your third eye, and you actually lock your third eye out. You lock your throat and you lock your ability to even see anything because that's all you're going to see.
Right.
So even if they do change, you're only going to see them as the way they were, not the way they are. That's exactly it. Because
that's exactly
I think about it, and I think about what you must have had to gone through to be able to look at me and go, I can see change.
Mm-hmm.
You had to, I know you tested it, but literally after a point in time, you kind of just said, okay, he's changed. You literally had to tell yourself that.
Yeah, but I knew, but my mind kept saying, you better.
And it's the mind.
I was literally just we were just talking to a client the other day about this very thing. And the energy that he's putting out there is poor, pitiful me. Nothing goes right for me.
Oh.
She's with somebody else. She don't want to have anything to do with me.
Yes.
She's marrying the man of her dreams. She's happy. She's smiling. Now she's pregnant. Now they're going to have a happy family. I'm sitting over here all by myself. I'm just going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Right? Oh my gosh. I'm healed. I'm all the way healed.
That's what I'm loving myself.
I'm sitting over here healed and I'm loving myself. Damn it. And she won't come back. She won't come back. And now I'm just a worthless human being. I'm just sitting here by myself doing all the work while she's out having a blast and being married and having babies. Why do I have to do all this? Would you come home to that?
Oh, well.
Would you come home to that? That's why a lot of times we say, do your work. Look, if something happens over here and you're already setting yourself up as an option, right? But I won't even go into that because once somebody is with somebody else, if you're still an option, that's a devalue. We're not going to talk about that right now. What we are going to talk about is the fact that you've got to really, really, really watch your energy, what you're putting out, because you're going to get it back. It's coming back. When you put shit, you're going to get shit. The shit might be a different color. You might put out brown shit and you may get green shit back. Nevertheless, it's shit. You may put out brown sugar. You might get white sugar back. Nevertheless, it's sugar.
But the illusion is that you have to have self-love before you can actually be in union.
Right.
The illusion is that you understand what self-love means.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that happens is people, we've seen this a lot where they're like, hey, look, I'm loving myself. I'm doing this for myself. I just don't trust that the universe is going to give me this. So the moment they say, I don't trust, they don't truth. Trust and truth is the same word.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why it took us forever to figure that out. But it's still something that even now, even in union, we look at it and go, yeah, if the trust is broken, it's because the truth hasn't been told. Mm-hmm. And the truth is a very hard thing to deliver because you don't want to tell the truth about yourself. You want to tell the truth about somebody else.
Right.
But until you can tell somebody the truth about yourself, will they actually trust you to tell them the truth about themselves? Right. So what happens is that becomes a very confusing aspect of it, because in order to love yourself, you have to tell yourself the truth. Mm-hmm. Even if you've made up shit, you can't make up what somebody's body language is and say that they said this to me. That's almost like you've betrayed yourself. You can't trust yourself, and you sure as hell can't trust anybody else. And what happens is when you're in self-love, well, I'm in self-love. I don't understand why they're not choosing me. Have you fixed the part where you're telling yourself you're alone? Because you're not alone. And what happens is the moment you tell yourself, well, I'm just going to hold off and wait and not have any relationships and not do that. Here's one way you're going to find out if you're on your way to union. If you're in self-love and everything on the planet's attracted to you because you fully accepted even your non-accepted self, then union will occur. I didn't get that. You didn't get that. But here we sit. And it's almost like one of these things where it's like it's a hidden factor from every reading, every psychic, everything that you're asking for. Nobody's going to point out that space. Self-love requires you to love the parts of you that you don't accept. And that's not an easy thing to do. But sometimes you just sit there and cry and cry and cry. And you're going, I don't understand why I'm crying. Because you didn't let yourself before.
Oh.
But I don't want to get too far off base here.
Oh, yeah.
But I believe what was being said there was, it's hard to trust and believe seeing us ever get into union. The trust is in you. Mm-hmm. If you're going into this with a full heart, open heart, and final acceptance of yourself and of their choices and their behaviors, you also have to give it to you first. And if you haven't done that, you don't know what they're receiving.
I am hearing it. Whoever's out there thinking it or feeling it, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. Mm. But Lee.
Mm. Are we there? Are we really going there?
But Lee. Mm. I'm so effing sick of hearing, you gotta love yourself first. You gotta love yourself first. Self-love, self-love. I do freaking love myself. I do. It's still not working. I love myself and it's still not working. What is self-love? How do you love yourself? Let me tell you. Just give me a minute.
Oh, just give me a minute. Just take the glasses off. I'll ask for her to get real. She's not
it. That's why I created group camp. But other than that, look, if you are loving yourself to get into union, you're not really loving yourself, are you? Mm. Are you? Because if you're really, really deep enough in self-love, you really don't have a need to have that space filled by someone else. Mm. So what happens is that person comes in not to complete you, but to support you, and to love you, and to help you, and to just be there. Here, I hope this makes sense. That person comes in to be you. Mm-hmm. That person comes in to be you.
She's telling the truth. She even has my doubts.
So if you're going, I've done all the work. Why do I have to do all the work? I'm sick of this. I'm in self-love. How in the hell else do I do self-love? It's not working. Well, number one, clearly it's not working.
Yeah, well,
Right? If you're making statements like that, clearly it's not working.
Hmm.
We hear it all the time.
yes.
We're supportive and we understand where you're coming from. I understood it. I got it. I tried to fix myself. How many times for you?
More times than you probably tell me.
And it wasn't until I had to, that I wanted to fix, not had to, wanted to fix myself for me.
Mm.
That
Did you
made
find
it-
yourself telling the truth a whole lot more when you did that?
you know what? Yeah, because I was sick and tired of looking over my shoulder, wondering what I said. And should I say this? No, because I don't know what I told him that before. Did I tell him that on Tuesday? No. Oh,
Right.
maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Did I lie to him about that? Did I tell him that? Did I mention that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man. Is he going to check the account? Is he going to check the account? Is he going to check the account and see that I spent $50? Is he going to see it? Is he going to see it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Is he going to find out? Is he going to find out? Is he going to find out? It was a nightmare.
Mm.
It was horrible. I thought I was a million times, I don't want to do this because I want to be with you.
Wow.
So I would attempt to fix it.
Right.
And it wasn't until I needed to fix it for my own freedom, whether you were there or not, whether you were coming or not. And when I did that, what did I do?
You stopped looking over your shoulder.
I stopped. I
Because-
stopped looking over my shoulder. I was able to be free. I was able to be with someone else. I
The
was
best-
able to tell them all my truth. I was able to be open-hearted enough to let Lee
The
back in.
Best thing you ever did for me was get rid of the thought that said, I won't accept you if you open up and share with me what the truth about what you feel is.
Mhm.
I thought that was the most amazing moment. And actually, that's kind of what built our trust. Because literally you were just like, well, if I tell him, he's going to lose him. If I tell him, it's, if he finds out. And literally every time I found out, I didn't find out from you. So that's what made it worse. But literally when it came down to it, when you were really talking to me about this connection, and I was like, I wasn't leery because we didn't discover twin flames then. So you had to tell me what you felt inside. You didn't have to tell me to go look something up. And that's when it becomes almost like, hey, this person's belief system over here is what I believe. And that doesn't make any sense. It's literally like trying to tell somebody to believe something that's all the way out here in the universe, but not in me.
Right.
And that was rejection, whether you know it or not. That would have been rejection. And even when we found it, we're like, man, this is probably causing a lot more of a headache than it is an actual understanding, because it messes with your mind. You now have to mix somebody else's belief system of what this connection is with your own. And those sometimes don't match. That's why you have a lot of non-believers, because people have read a whole bunch of stuff online, but there aren't enough people talking about what it is to them on the inside. And it makes the person that you're connected to run, because you're wanting them to believe what everybody else believes, but you don't want them to believe in you.
Right.
This next question.
Well, wait, let's play a game.
Oh.
Let's
Oh,
have
yeah, she's got games.
Let's have a little fun, shall we?
Okay.
The first person who emails us at the email, Lee's gonna type in the email in the site over here. The first person who emails us at connect@relationshipreinvented.com, the first person who emails us a picture of a scarecrow with a red plaid shirt on. A scarecrow with a red plaid shirt. The first person who emails that to us gets a free session with Lee and me.
You go, girl. I like what you did there.
First person who does. The
Okay.
first person who
We got to
who
catch
does
up
it.
with some questions.
Let's
so
catch up.
we'll
with
be a
some
little bit
questions.
faster.
I'll be checking the email. Connect@relationshipreinvented.com is the email you send it to. Don't post it here.
Okay. Why does a masculine feel like your best friend so much that they tell you what's going on with their karmics while it's happening? Do they even know it hurts the feminine? No. Do you know why? Because you'd have her. Here's a big thing about karmics, karmic relationships, karmic connections. When you say that my twin is in a karmic, I would tell you, or I would at least want to ask you, what did your twin or your connection tell you karma is to them? because sometimes what you may see as karmic isn't what they believe is karmic. So literally what somebody's going through and why they will probably withstand or stay in a certain type of relationship, you may not even know what karma is to them. They may have somebody who treats them like shit, but probably before then they've had things that have treated them worse than that. So you have to really kind of look at it and go, okay, if I'm telling somebody, well, my twin flame is in a karmic relationship, then I'm automatically going to ask you, what did your twin flame tell you karma was? Because what you want to say it is isn't what they're saying it is. And that's why sometimes the disconnect happens. And that's why they don't want to have anything to do with you, or they block you, or they don't talk to you, because you're not understanding them. You want to understand you, and you want to understand what you see. So I would say change that, because it's going to change everything the moment you do. This connection is about understanding one another. And if you can't get there, how do you create a foundation for true love to enter? What? You guys are live? Yes, we're live. I just put my foot down to them doing this. I didn't want them to cut off communication, but it needed to be said. I could feel everything. So in one aspect, you're telling them about what they're doing. And like I was just saying, you got to get them to, you got to really listen. So don't shut down communication. Communication is more listening than it is not listening. So
we have a winner. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yes, we do.
Nathan won. I'm saying your name.
We'll set you up.
We will we'll be in touch to set you up.
Hey, Lee and Sherry, nice to meet you. Wonderful to meet you. We're happy you're here. How did your telepathy start grow? I got a message from my twin a few days ago, but it was different than usual. It was straight up like a phone notification in my head. Okay. Telepathy happens through here. If you try to translate it from here, you're not getting the message. You'll know, because once it comes into you, you'll feel like your heart just opened up. You'll feel a whole bunch of butterflies flying around because you're actually communicating. If you go up in your head and try to translate, whether it's pain or whether it's hurt or that kind of thing, and you go in your head, that's going to be very confusing for you, because now you have to interpret what your life has been, not theirs. So how is that actually communicating? Or telepathy? We've talked about telepathy in, I think, a lot of different ways. Mm-hmm. It is about the senses. Your senses are so powerful in this connection. Your see, your hear, your smell, your touch, your taste. And then you have, your sixth sense that kicks in overdrive and says, get out of your head. And sometimes you don't hear that part because you're too busy feeling the other senses, translating it in your head. When you experience nature, you don't go into your head. Experience nature of what this connection is doing to your body, whether it's healing it, whether it's opening it, whether it's shifting things around, whether it's lining things up. Those things are very important, very powerful. When do you let those things happen? It's not a very easy thing to do. We understand it. It's like me being at the store and I could smell Tide. Oh God, I gotta go get some Tide because she says we don't have any Tide Pods, or we don't have Clorox wipes, or we don't have. I literally experience it in my senses and then translate it instead of translating it in my head immediately. I think that sometimes happens.
We're going to play another game real quick. We got our winner for the Scarecrow, and I'm in the process of getting him scheduled.
Awesome.
Is this on?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
The first person.
Okay.
How about this? How about we're going to take the 11th caller. The 11th caller to our business phone, 513-399-7718. You have to put your name in there. Just put your first name. It's fine. I'll answer it live here personally and let you know if you're our winner or not. The 11th caller to 513-399-7718 wins a session with Lee and Sherry.
When?
I'm going to hand you.
It's going to come through that.
Oh.
Yeah. Or the other one. All right. Let's see. Hi, everyone. I hope that answered your question on telepathy. Our telepathy started happening immediately. I think that immediately happened even when we first met in 2005. My twin lost his dad. The funeral was today. I happened to stumble upon this news. We are not in communication. I felt all his emotion. I feel this is what will send him back to me. The thing is he lost you in connection, then is suffering a second loss in connection. So how are you going to make sure that he knows that he can come to you and he didn't lose you in connection? Because right now, even in the depths of losing somebody you're connected to, you kind of start to fall into that, what is that? It's almost like a pitfall where you can't really understand why they're not reaching out to you. You got to open the door. You got to let them know exactly that you're there. Even if they don't think you are, you still should at least make the first step. Don't wait for them. I'm trying to cut off my twin, but she's hurting me in my dreams. Okay. In your dreams, in your interpretation of her hurting you, if you want to look at it from a standpoint of a mirror, if you attack what you're seeing here in the mirror attacks you. So what you probably want to do is stop from having, you got to stop attacking yourself so your twin doesn't attack you. Because remember, this is a dream, this is a connection that actually gives you what you give yourself. Hope that answered it. Nice to see you live. Nice to see you live. That's where I am. How deep within yourself do you have to know for certain who you are connected to? Or does it always feel delusional because we weren't taught the soul in Western society? So the mind takes over. Okay, let's talk about depth. One of the biggest things that I think we found from talking to people who've come into this deeply spiritual connection is they didn't realize how much depth they really have because they kind of kept it hidden. They didn't think the world would want to know, nor did they think the person that they're connected to wanted to know. And this just wasn't in this connection. It happened in family and friends and everything else. Sometimes what happens is you have to go into that depth to really understand why you say or think the way you do. Once you go in there and you start finding the truth, you start to trust yourself a little more. And the more you keep trying to capture the truth, the stronger your connection to yourself becomes, which in turn makes this connection a lot stronger. I'm over here just
getting it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be fielding phone calls, but they're not coming in. Are you? Oh, they're afraid to be the first caller. But you be first caller and you keep calling.
How many calls have there? 2? No.
I don't know. We haven't got any.
Oh. Do you have the app open?
I'm wondering if I have the app open.
You should have it. Here, I can show you. Or have them text that number.
Oh.
Yeah. If you text that number,
you can text.
It's 513-399-7718. Yep, you can text the number.
You can text the number too.
The 11th person to text wins.
Call or text.
Okay.
The 11th person.
Yeah, either one. Let's see. I'm trying to call off my twin, but she's haunting me in my dreams. I read that one. You two give me hope to at some point that my twin and I will reunite. Okay, throw hope out the window. Mm-hmm. Throw love in. Open the windows, open the doors, open your vaults. Let love in.
We have one. First caller.
I'm so triggered waiting for the next disappointment. So let's see. You just told the universe that the next disappointment's coming, so the universe is going to provide. Maybe you should say, I'm waiting. Maybe you should say, I'm waiting for this to change. I'm waiting for love to happen. Then the universe has the opportunity to tell you. But as long as you're triggered waiting for the next disappointment, the universe will provide. Remember, you are the universe experiencing itself for a while. Speaking of manifesting union, the universe has been showing me the word union 4 or 5 times this week alone. Wow, the universe is not playing with you at all. The universe is trying to tell you, hey, pay attention. You keep asking for something that you may be rejecting. It's just a thought. I lost my place because I scrolled down. We're behind.
We're really behind.
My twin and I have been able to reunite after 5 years, and throughout that time, I was dreaming of her during separation. I hate it because she's heterosexual, but best believe she dates men. I'm the only one she's been with.
We're on text number 3. Get your text in.
I'm not sure if there's a question in that. It's about self-love first. We talked about that. Trust and truth. Yes, that's the same word. Delia Brianna. I said a lot. Hi, Lee Sherry. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all that you do. I always go back to your videos. Thank you. We put them there because the universe told us we had to. Well, we're the universe experiencing. So.
You want to play another game real quick? We got one going. We have 3 texts. So get them in there. Once we get 11, if you're the 11th, there's another one. I'm coming. Get a free session with us. Let's do what odd color, not natural color, would say that. What not natural color did I have in my hair when we did the equalizer Don't Pull a Sherry video?
Oh, wow.
Put it over here in the comments.
Stan Stiller. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. My self-love involved getting real with myself. You two help me with this. You're welcome. I could go on and on. She took her glasses off. Yes, she did. Working on me. I'm grateful for this reminder and have work. Feeling better every day. Like I said, the two of you give me hope.
6.
Let's see. Once you love yourself, you're all you need. That sounds like you want the universe to make sure you stay alone. Be careful of the words that you choose, that you put into the universe, whether it be through thought or through actual vocalization. You are connected. If you're connected, do you believe that you can never be alone? Here's why that needs to be addressed. I don't know why nobody's addressing it, but if you literally are still telling yourself you're alone and you're in this connection, the universe is providing you with what you need to figure it out. You're not alone. She kept telling me it doesn't matter what you say, no matter what you do, you are never alone. And I really kind of beat myself up and said, yeah, I'm alone. You don't know me. I literally kept saying that over and over again, and the universe kept providing exactly what I kept saying. Maybe, just maybe, once it finally dawns on you that once you're in this connection, you were never alone to begin with. Maybe, just maybe, it changes something. Because you're not, it's not even about hope anymore. It's about becoming consciously aware of choice. Choice is not something that's easy to do because we're not conscious of it.
We have a winner in the hair color contest. Brianna, you're our winner.
Oh, okay, Brianna. Let's do this. Let's see.
But we're still waiting on our 11th caller, and we are up to.
Working on me. I'm grateful for this reminder. Still have work. So let's see. Yes, Christy.
We're up to caller number 9. Let's go.
I'm starting to fix myself for me. No, I'm actually. Yes, just be transparent. Transparency. Ooh, that's a really deep, beautiful word. Aha, true. To be honest, I can tell me and my twin switch between divine masculine and divine feminine. I feel like
we have our 11th caller, Larry S. Larry S. is our winner. Larry S. Email us at connect@relationshipreinvented.com. Brianna Lee, email us at connect@relationshipreinvented.com, and we will get your session set up.
I feel like moving on, and I'm doubting the connection. How is doubting allowing you to move? I told my twin how much I love him and about our connection, and then he runs. So when you told him about the connection, did you tell him what you felt inside about the connection? And when you're looking at the push and pull, is he looking at you saying you really want or desire or need or now the thing about masculine energy before it becomes divine is we're still looking for the understanding. We just talked about this today, is looking for the understanding of need and want. Want is a very powerful energy that's very intimidating to masculine. Need, not so much, because then we feel like we're needed for something. If you really look at it, we only provide a certain part of the aspect of life, whereas you carry it and you breathe it and you birth it. We don't necessarily do that. So when need comes into play, we feel like there's a part that we play in. Want is a confusing thing for us because you've never explained it. You never tell us what want actually means to you. So I would look for that to understand the push and pull. I cried my ass off when she refused to see me last weekend after agreeing to see me. Did you go into it telling yourself that she wasn't going to see? Did you guys think that the universe is helping us along at this time? Extra divine guidance. The universe doesn't know what time is. You do. If you get rid of time, you actually become one with the universe, and you kind of experience more nature. Yeah, I have to pause on that.
But I kind of want to touch on that.
Okay.
I do. I do. I feel like this is my own personal belief. Don't shoot me. Oh, that was in bad taste. We had a tragedy here. Anyway, here's the thing. I don't feel like we're born and we have a destination we need to get to, or there's a plan, or God or the universe has a plan for us. I believe there's a path for us, and there could be multiple paths for us. We choose. We have the free will to choose our path. We can freely choose death. We can freely choose prison. We can freely choose wealth. We can freely choose poverty. We can freely choose dream job. We can freely choose whatever it is we want. Here's the thing. I do feel like we already have our car or texter.
That's okay. Keep texting.
So I believe that if we are heading perhaps in a destructive or negative way, right, that there is sometimes a divine intervention, and it comes within our that was odd.
Yeah, that's an unusual sound.
That and that comes in the form of conscience, and it comes in the form of guilt, and it comes in the form of worry. It comes in many forms. That's laid. Our chest is heavy, and I believe the universe does that in order to wake us up and say, "Hey, that's probably a turn you should have made." Right. You can make a U-turn and head back the other way, or you can keep this brick on your chest. It's up to you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You can keep big ass brick on your chest, or you can make a U-turn. I do fully believe that the universe has some type of just a little bit of, like you take a baby when it's trying to walk, and you kind of help it, kind of help the baby. Right. You hold the baby up one foot after the other, right? And I believe that the universe does try to do that.
Okay. I think that's the winner. Hopefully you guys all have embraced what she said about the divine, as far as the extra divine guidance. My twin flame is ashamed of me, and it hurts like a MF. Did your twin flame look you in the eyes and say, "I'm ashamed of you"? If this didn't occur, and you can't recall the date, the time, what the circumstances were, you're going to probably need to look to who's really ashamed of you. And it probably needs to go deep on the inside of you to see if you're telling yourself the truth. Fix yourself. Wouldn't that imply that there's something missing or broken, and that's not true? Fixing yourself sounds like you're right. It sounds like you've gone to a parlor or a shop of repair shop of some kind, and you have to do things. Sometimes it's not so much that you need to repair it. It's just the way that you remember things isn't the way they actually took place. We love this movie that we watched, and it has this statement in it that says you have to understand some things before you can understand what you see. And it is so powerful of a statement because it really does go into that, especially when it comes into fixing yourself. So it's not so much fixing yourself as much as understanding, and then understanding what it was you were seeing or experiencing. Let's see if we can catch up. If I jump past somebody, it's because the screen just jumped down as soon as I touched it. Hi guys, I have a question. Did you both have dream visits from each other prior to coming together? I had to disconnect with my twin as I knew I needed to heal from a previous relationship, and now he seems to be popping up in my dreams all the time, even though I'm doing me, getting on my life. Recently found you guys. Love your videos. We love you too. Here's the thing. When you are going in and recycling the past. You actually create a state of, I don't know, it's almost like a shield that the other person or the person you're connected to experiences more of a rejection, doesn't understand it because you're not sharing it. How do you go back and retell why you needed to step away? Did you tell this person it wasn't because of them? And if you told them that, you probably should really open up and tell them a whole lot more. Because literally you can leave them with the thought that you just didn't want them. And now they've gone an entirely different direction trying to shut you out of their heart. And when you close your heart, it's hard to open it back up. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. We have, but we literally can tell you it is one of the most difficult things to do, to go into a thought process to open the heart again. When things have happened to you and you keep telling yourself that nobody's going to love me, every time I open up my heart, I'm getting rejected. If you tell yourself those things, again, the universe has to provide. So in order for you to go in and change that statement, you literally have to go in and find out what you said and why you said it. Then look at things from a different lens, a different way. Most of the time, we're all on repeat. What if you're not supposed to do that? And what if this connection is coming to you so you can stop doing that? See how I slid that in?
I have a question. Yeah, I do see how you said that's kind of.
I was just checking.
I have a question for you. How about that? How about try to make it short. How about in 4 words? 4 words. Tell us where you're stuck.
Oh.
In 4 words, tell us where you're stuck. And we will either try to answer that here or we'll do a video on it. Yeah, I think too, while we're just having a blast here, I think we're still going to run the root camp special. We're going to do 4 sessions.
Yeah. You do 4 or 5?
Let's do 5.
Okay.
5 sessions for $500. If you get that, we will donate a session to somebody you feel like you want to donate a session to.
Yeah.
So you will book your root camp, and after it's paid in full, we will donate a session to anyone you choose. Your choice. We'll donate a session to them. If you decide you want to do a full root camp, the full root camp is how many sessions?
8.
8 sessions. We will donate a full root camp to somebody. We have a waiting list for root camp, but if there's somebody specific that you'd like us to donate,
2 for 1. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Like a 2 connection type thing.
That's what I did.
At once. I like that. That's
Yes. And we are also available, which we normally are not. We can be available on Sunday for just a couple informative 30-minute sessions. If you are interested in a 30-minute complimentary session with Lee and I, we would love to discuss with you whatever it is you'd like to discuss for a 30-minute session. We're probably only going to take a couple on Sunday. But we also would love to talk to you about the coaching certification program. If you'd like to be a coach under Relationship Reinvented, we would certainly love to talk to you.
There's somebody from Cincinnati up in here.
Oh, let's see.
Right up the street. Oh my God, you guys are from Cincinnati, me too. Yeah.
Where? I want to know where.
Yeah, if you're still there.
Yeah, tell us where.
Going back up and looking. I did see something that kind of
Caught your eye.
Yeah, it really caught my eye. It was something about brother passing and
them being able to feel it.
Yeah. And it was emotionally devastating.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah.
The thing.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Here's the thing about when we set expectations out into the universe for something to occur or something doesn't occur. We have to resolve in us what they might not have known we needed or wanted. But in your connection to them, if you were there for yourself, they were there for you too. So you're going to have to find a way to look at that and put some healing into that, because that can cause a severe disconnect, especially if you kind of hold this over. And we learned this even when we looked at what we've been through personally to figure out why we were having such a hard time of what we had gone through to try to come together. we didn't realize that we were holding so much shit from all of the things that have happened to us and kept pointing at each other and made each other responsible for it. I want to throw a quiz out there. And if you watched our journey, what I would like for you to do is the first person that can text the name of the being that Sherry and I combined, we're going to bring into this world. Just send her name.
Okay.
Send her name to the phone right now.
Yeah.
It's
the name of the child that we lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
513-399-7718.
Yeah, they got the number wrong up there. It's 513-399-7718. Text us that name. The first person who gets the name text across and gets it correct gets a session.
After years of silent treatment, my twin finally responded to e-gift card with a demand for a crotch pic. Not fun. Any advice? Okay, so what do you think your twin was trying to communicate to you? I can answer it if you can't. You communicate openly and fully in a sexual way, but you will not do it without it. So here's the aspects that they're looking at. The emotional connection can be strained. Your ability to communicate from your emotional connection can be strained. Your spiritual connection, you may be hiding or maybe holding back and saying certain things spiritually that you probably should. And then there's another space in there where it usually comes from the pain body.
We have a winner. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, okay. Yes, we have a winner.
We have a winner.
Yes, you got this.
I'll email you right now. I've got your email.
So I would say that you probably want to look at that, because the advice would be not necessarily sending the pic, but don't close the conversation. If communication is happening, you're going to have to find a way to understand why they feel so openly that they can share or send or speak things that are sexual. And it could be that you send back all of the energy and the connection that way, but don't send it any other way. So you probably should do some work in how you communicate from your emotions, communicate from the connection. And it usually is something that you learned, but didn't know that it was kind of keeping you back from fully telling somebody you're connected to the truth. We had that really in a very deep way early on. We didn't understand how to communicate with each other because of the struggles we had.
I'm sorry, John Paul. Yeah, please. Thank you for the entertainment, but this isn't the place.
And there he goes. He's in timeout.
Okay.
He's in timeout.
He's a little timeout. It's fine. You can't come in here and say, "Hey, ladies, text me. Feel the heat rising in my pants."
That's okay. You had to first. Let's see.
It was that person just texted, but we already have a winner. But I see from your phone number you're in Northern Kentucky.
Oh, whoever's in, why don't we give it to them too?
So yeah.
I'll give it. We'll give it to both of you.
Yeah.
Because that was the first text. I said text.
You did say text. You did say text. You did say text. So let's just do that.
Okay. Let's see. That's why all the sexy pics. Yeah, that's why all the sexy pics, because there's an energy that you're passing forward, back and forth, that actually lets them know exactly how you feel. It's very confusing because we utilize sex in a way for gratification, but not in a way that creates more love. And if we started to realize that in this connection, that is the pass back and forth, or the pass through back and forth of how you actually experience the connection. It is very euphoric and it is very sexual, but it's the bliss that everybody's chasing. It's not the actual sexual act itself. There's this pass through energy that keeps coming back and forth. When Sherry and I, when we first had sex, it was a disaster. It really, literally, she was happy for me to leave, and I was happy to get out of there.
Get him out of there.
Because the kissing, the interchanging of that was really kind of telling us there was something much more magical in kiss, much more magical in the sex. But when it came down to sex, we were both so busy just having sex with people. We didn't understand what making love was. We didn't understand what connection in the physical, sexual way was. So it was literally like we were waking up to something that we didn't quite understand. So we went back and forth. Oh, he only wants me for sex, or she only wants me for sex. We both went back and forth in that, because literally when we were together in that way, we felt bliss. It's like it's almost like it's almost like you could stop time and you were experiencing something where somebody was experiencing you and you were sharing what you were experiencing within yourself. It was almost like you could interchange or exchange bodies. Mm-hmm. So when it came time to actually speak what we were experiencing, it didn't work because we weren't taught. It didn't work because we were scared. It didn't work because we had fear. It didn't work because we didn't believe. It didn't work because we didn't trust. I could go down a long list, but literally the reason why your twin wants to have sex with you all the time is because there's bliss there, and they can't experience it anywhere else because you can speak their language. It's almost like the frequency and the vibration get to mesh for the first time, and it can keep meshing, and it keeps getting deeper, and it keeps happening. But when they have to speak it, they can't. They're going to fuck up and say something stupid. I've said the F word. They're going to say something completely wrong, and they understand that it's because of their understanding of how they speak, not understanding why they're speaking that way. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to learn what's going behind the scenes to understand why they're talking to you that way. And this is where they're going to not accept themselves because they don't know how to speak to you, and they're going to probably be much more shy in that arena until you let them know it's okay if they mess up, but you really want to understand what they mean. Mm-hmm. We don't do that in this connection because we're on this planet, because we know relationships. We just don't take the time to understand where somebody's coming from, and we don't want to speak their language. We want them to speak the language that we were told that we're supposed to believe because of this connection. That's not going to help you in this connection. That's going to keep you in separation. It's going to keep you apart, and it doesn't make any sense. Why am I talking so much?
Listening.
I'm just, am I saying anything about it?
I mean, you're saying things that make sense.
Yeah, but they're going to go to a different channel. They need to find a reader or psychic. So it's almost like I'm saying something.
Are you done?
No.
Listen. I want to put this out there. We really have nothing against readers or psychics. We have readers and psychics on our team.
But they're really good because they understand that there's a connection to the self that can be impacted by things that are said. But if you're just going to a random channel listening to stuff, and you're listening to your horoscope, and you're listening to the star sign, and you're listening to all that stuff, and then you try to mix that into your belief system, mm-hmm. you literally get pissed off at the person you're connected to.
Oh, true.
And it's not fair. Nobody's speaking up and saying, hey, you know what? I really probably should take a little bit more time to understand this person that I only really open up to in sex, but don't open up to when it comes time to open up because I'm afraid, I'm scared, I'm hurt. There's some wounding in here. There's some non-acceptance in here. And if they see that, they're going to run. They're not going to run. This connection is pure and it's real.
It's interesting to me.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna have to forgive me.
No, you said something really interesting. It's interesting to me. I don't know why this has popped in my brain. It's kind of related, kind of not. But it's interesting how communication is different, but it evolves when you're in union. And what you were just saying kind of goes along with that. You know what I mean? It's all in the way that we communicate. Here's the difference. And believe me, we don't have it mastered. Okay? Let me throw that out there. There's a time in relationship where there's conflict and you're blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Everything's taken personally. Everything's going straight to the heart. Everything's cutting like a knife, right? Mm. You say things. You say hurtful things, they say hurtful things, and then you start to see who could say the most hurtful thing, right? It's not like that goes away in union, but it's different a lot of times as we evolve and as we learn one another. Even couple years down the road, it's something that really can't be 100% mastered because we're human and we have a stupid brain. And if I could cut my brain out and survive, why I would in the New York Minute, because it is overactive. And I have one of those brains. It's a big brain. I got a big head. So it's interesting though, how in union we can be bickering and bickering and bickering. And I'm just going to throw this out there. And it's probably been a week or so ago when we were in a little bit of conflict, and we're sitting on the couch. It's like 4 a.m. and Lee's going on very little sleep, and we're just blah, 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 right? And Lee finally said, we sat there in silence because we were so tired, right? And we could have been, well, you're a dick, or you're a bitch.
Oh, you have a beautiful head.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh.
You see what I see.
Oh, so, but there's you know what I mean? When that happens, we could have been yelling and screaming and telling each other that we hate each other and you're a dick and you're a bitch and blah, 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 right? But instead, Lee says to me, and here's the difference in union and relationship. Lee says to me, you know what? I'm really tired and my brain isn't functioning correctly. I can't even think straight to even know what's going on in here. So I'm just going to need to go to bed, right? We're just going to need to go to bed because it's not there. Now, in relationship, I would have been like, so now you don't want to talk anymore. You just want to go on to bed? Go on to bed. I'm not going to bed until this is resolved. If it takes 5 or 6 days, I'm not going to bed with you because I don't even like you right now.
Well.
And this could just go on for days. In relationship, it does. It does.
Woo.
It does. Oh, now you don't want to talk. Now you're shutting down. Now you want to go to bed. You're going to go to bed and call that bitch? Is that what you're going to do? I'm coming with you to bed.
But you know what's it's interesting because in relationships that I've had, when that was the kind of conversation, I was gone. And I was off to the next person. It wasn't like a thought that I could go back.
Now he's stuck in his state.
No, actually, it's more that I can tell the truth because you're not going to run if I tell you the truth.
Right. The truth being like, look, I'm freaking tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. This is some shit.
This is an interesting statement, though. I want to.
But let me wrap this up.
Yeah.
I want to finish that up and say
the last one.
And say there's a big difference in the way you communicate.
Absolutely.
In relationship and union. Big
difference. In connection.
Yeah.
But what you have to go through is all the things that you learned in connection to understand why you communicate that way.
True. Right.
The Kundalini awakening is a sexual experience. When we first had it and I felt all of my lights light up, I saw how crooked they were. Literally, it could straighten out in one aspect, but it was really interesting because I thought you were going to fix why it was crooked.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? In that sexual experience. And I started to realize it wasn't you who could fix it. So I didn't understand why this wouldn't light up for anything, but now it's like lit all the time. Mm-hmm. Why this was like, it was dim, but it was there. Mm-hmm. And it was like, even during that whole act, I could feel these things within my body, but I didn't understand why they were so out of whack. Right. And I literally had to have my back fixed because I was so out of whack. Mm-hmm. And even when I got my back fixed, it took a while for me to figure out why it was still out of whack. And there was a lot of things in me, whether it been my throat chakra or my heart chakra, that I was still experiencing opening and closing experiences. And then, when my sexual chakra was like, sometimes it was like full on, and sometimes it was throttled back. And I'm like, okay, what's going on with me? And literally it was, I had to go through all of the daisy chain events, mm-hmm. kind of like what you kind of really opened my eyes to. And I didn't understand it because you were misaligned, but I would watch you line yourself up. And I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand that. I didn't understand meditation. I didn't understand a lot of things. I didn't understand spirituality. So when you look at me and listen to me now, you think, oh, he must have always been that way. No, I wasn't. I was really fast talking. I was pretty closed. I didn't say a whole lot. I said enough to get away with something, but I didn't say enough to really do anything.
The things that he said were annoying because you knew that they were, here's my take on that. The things that he would say to me were not very human. He still had his little alien talk, but he humanized it. Kind of like Chinese food. You know how like you can go to the super walk and the Chinese food's great, but it's Americanized.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not authentic Chinese food.
Right.
Does that make sense? So where did I get that stupid
I
knowledge?
don't know.
But
it was a good.
Right.
Good thing.
What were you talking about too? Because the Chinese food got me like, ooh, I'm hungry.
It was, well, what I was saying is how, what? What?
Are we tired?
No, we've been working since 9 a.m.
Well, I want to finish my point. So what was we talking about?
Well, what we were talking about is how when I was talking about my Kundalini experience and how it was out of whack.
Right.
And how you were able to just align yours because I was fast talking and I was saying all kinds of things.
There it is. There it is. Right. There it is. He would say
11.
shit. He would say shit.
Thumbs up. Thank you.
He would say shit that would make you go, what? Is this a real person? Because real people don't speak like this. But then he would twist shit that I would say like and mess it up. Or he would come back with or answer my question with a question to this day when he does that, ladies and gentlemen. When he answers my question with a question, it is on and popping. Look, so I just quick example, and I've used this example a few times, but I was getting to the point during the emails and his correspondence. Look, I was just dating. I wasn't in any type of committed relationship. I was assuming he wasn't since he was on a freaking dating site. But that's beside the point. So I'm assuming he's not in any type of relationship, and he's coming over in a lot, not a whole lot. What once a week?
Yeah.
Sometimes twice.
Sometimes.
And then. Well, you guys know the story if you've seen our journey. It was ugly. But I would say after a couple months of this, I'm like, okay, I'm really into you. What is this? What are we? What are we doing? And that was my question. Like, what? Because I don't want to move any further with anybody else. So what are we? What are we doing? And he comes back with, why do you have to put labels on everything? Why do we have to have a label? Why are we labeled anything? Why can't we just be?
Yeah. And the closest thing I could point to that would make any sense would be friends. Message. Because literally I wanted to learn to communicate with you to tell you what I was feeling, but I didn't know how to do it.
I wanted to throw the phone.
If we got into a relationship and I said the wrong thing, it would be different if you took it as like if I said, I just want to be friends.
Yeah.
Because if I tell you I want to be friends in this connection, I'm telling you, I don't know how to communicate with you and you're not showing me. You're too busy thinking for me instead of letting me show you how I think. And literally that's a disconnect.
Yeah.
Because what we think is once they want to just put us in the friend zone, or they want to put us in this space, that something can't change. But the thing that you're really saying is, no, my heart's too closed to let you next to me as a friend or anything, unless you're going to be my twin flame. That makes no sense whatsoever. It's like we had to be friends. Yeah. Literally. And we were stuck in, and it really wasn't that we were stuck there. Mm-hmm. It was that when I started speaking or when I was talking, you really wanted to understand me.
Right.
But there were things that you had to fight in order to understand me. And one of those was your own thought process of who I was, not who I actually was.
Absolutely.
And as long as you were thinking of me that way, it disconnected us. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to just, I think it was even your suggestion. Look, I'm always going to be your friend. When you said that to me, and I went, okay, when she's saying she's connected to me, she really means it. It's not just the sex. It's not just this profound way that we experience tasting the same foods and shit and hearing the music and all of that stuff. It was something greater. It was almost as though you were trying to tell me, Lee, wake the hell up. I'm not going away. I'm going to be here. Even if that means I have to open the door to my heart for us to just communicate until I can understand you. And for a long time, you were the only one who did understand me. If you go back a few years ago and you look at, even when we put the videos out, people didn't understand me, but she did. And literally after we would get done, she'd look at me and say, and I would look at her and say, did anybody understand you? I did. That's all that matters. And I was like, yeah. And I felt good. I didn't feel like I was off someplace in the distance, because as a man, I was just not taught how to speak.
Right.
I was taught how to speak and be respectful.
Right.
I was taught how to speak and be, fast and the salesman and all that. But I was never taught how to speak to your heart, nor was I taught how to listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, look, we've kept you guys an hour and 5 minutes.
No, I think we should go to 111.
Okay, let's go to 111.
Because 111 is the number we're looking for.
Let's go to 111.
Okay, so
we're gonna go to 111, and then we're gonna sign off for the night, and then you know what? We very well may pop in a little bit this weekend. We'll see. We got my granddaughter's birthday party tomorrow. She's 3. She's 3. Thank you. That's my grandson's little talk. He says, "Thank you."
I was wondering what happened to the men group videos. Many things all about ourselves is easy to say.
The men group vid. What the heck is she talking about?
I think when I was with 2 others, and we were talking about doing more videos about men. You know what? I'm going to put this out there. I would like to talk to more men who are spiritually minded and don't mind just going back and forth and really talking in a very deep way about stuff you've been through. If you find yourself stuck, you're a man, you feel this connection, and you need somebody to talk to, please reach out to me. I'm able to be in diverse aspects now because of our connection. I can really communicate from the divine masculine and really communicate from the divine feminine. I've merged those within me. I mean, think about it. Me and her haven't been apart since September of 2013.
Except for last Friday night.
Last Friday night was the first night, an entire night that we weren't together. But we literally flow in an energy that really kind of needs more people who are looking to interact in that way. And, we do get the opportunity to talk to a lot of you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of our world. Thank you for taking the time to watch what we're saying. Because our universe said we could change the world, and we're changing the world where we are. And hopefully you know that you have the power to change the world where you are. If you've got the 2 of us doing it with all of the hoopla and all of the bubble stuff that's out there, then you can do it too. Because there are people out there who are looking for you and looking for what you figured out. Don't stop talking.
Yeah, don't. And this is why Root Camp was created.
Yeah.
Root Camp is our signature program, and it will take you into the depths of you. We will get to know you better than we know our own children.
Your phone double beeped with Cherry said divine guidance.
You're right. Oh, that phone was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, Root Camp is a life-changing experience. It is. It will change your life. If you're interested in Root Camp with Lee and I, or one of our amazing coaches, look, we've got some really great coaches, guys. Our coaches are amazing. They're wonderful. If you're interested in becoming a coach with us, please get a hold of us. You can find more information on the coaching program at www.relationshipreinvented.com. Go to Become a Coach. You'll find more information there. There's more information on Root Camp there. We're still going to run the Root Camp special for 5 sessions for $500, and we're gonna donate a session to somebody that you would like to have a session for. Or if you don't know anybody that'd be interested in having a session with us, we'll take somebody off of our waiting list who's waiting for a session who can't necessarily afford to get one. We keep a waiting list.
And we normally do that. Anytime we get, so many in a month, we actually will donate one or donate 2. We do that in coaching, and we do that. Look, guys, we're doing this to, of course, have something that sustains us. But at the same time, we're doing it because we know what we're here to do.
Look at this. One of our coaches, Mr. Benjamin.
Oh, Benjamin. How's Japan there, buddy?
Benjamin is here. He is one of our coaches. He will be certified to coach
Yes.
in the next few weeks.
He's going through it.
He's going
He'll tell
through
you
it.
coaching
And,
is no joke.
yes, we do payment plans for sure. If you're interested in a payment plan for either root camp or the coaching certification program, please email us. Email us at info@relationshipreinvented.com. That's where we get most of our info, or most of our stuff. Or connect@relationshipreinvented.com.
Yes.
Um,
And there is no such thing as disabled. You're able.
yeah, you're able.
Come on.
So,
we don't see that.
Ben, one of our coaches, is in Japan. He's American, but he speaks
Oh God.
speaks a bunch of different languages.
Ben?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Ben, how many languages do you speak, buddy? He'll post it. Thank you, Sherry. So many TF teachers are talking about an awakening. I feel this is happening to me. It syncs everywhere, telepathy, and so much more coming in. Yeah, we've got this last thing to say on that. No, thank you guys.
Yeah.
We wouldn't continue to keep doing this if you guys weren't here watching. We wouldn't continue. Believe us, we really had a hard time believing that we were going to make any kind of mark, because we still suffer in a lot of different things, but we also catch our suffering and then talk to each other about it. And that's the reason we're here. I speak English, Japanese, and Chinese, Mandarin, but currently learning Russian and Korean.
Yeah.
So definitely look
yeah.
for Ben. Ben is going through the part where he's getting ready to be a professional coach. He'll be able to help you with your emotions.
Yeah.
And
We
know
have
that
awesome, amazing coaches.
yes,
Guys, we got great coaches. And if you're interested in being a coach, just let us know.
yeah.
Root camp,
We need more
life-changing.
channels. We need a whole lot more channels like this flooded.
Yep.
Look for us soon.
Love you guys.